I've always believed love was quiet. Not the loud kind people post about, but the kind that shows up, stays, listens. That's who I was when I met her. You don't have to wait, she said once, glancing at her phone. I'll call you later. I smiled. It's fine. I like waiting. She laughed, distracted. You're too good. Everyone said she was extraordinary. CEO before 35. Sharp, fearless, admired. When we walked into rooms together, people saw her first. I didn't mind. I was proud. When I proposed, it was perfect on the surface. Rooftop. City lights. A photographer she'd already arranged. She gasped. Oh my God, yes. Cameras flashed. She kissed my cheek. Later that night, when the room was quiet, I said, You didn't really look at me. She paused. You're imagining things. I'm not, I said gently. I just felt far away. She sighed. Today was big. Don't make it about insecurity. So I didn't. Small things began piling up. Missed calls. I was in meetings, she said. Late nights. You know how work is. Her assistant reminding me of her schedule better than she ever did. She told you already, he said once, surprised. Didn't she? I laughed it off. She forgets things. At dinners, she checked emails while I talked. Are you listening? I asked. Yes, she said quickly. You were saying something about your day? I stopped talking. One night, lying beside her, I whispered, Do you love me? She didn't answer right away. Of course I do, she said finally. Why would I be marrying you? I stared at the ceiling. That wasn't the answer I needed. My friends noticed before I did. She treats you like a schedule item. One of them said carefully. She's just busy, I replied. She shows love differently. Inside, something twisted. I started blaming myself. Maybe I needed less. Maybe love was supposed to feel lonely sometimes. I told myself I was lucky. But late at night, when her side of the bed was cold, the truth pressed against my chest. I loved her deeply. She loved me conveniently. That realization sat heavy, like a warning I pretended not to hear. A quiet voice saying something was wrong long before it broke. I met him at a charity dinner. She insisted we attend. Oh, she said casually, gripping my arm. That's Ryan. We used to work together. He smiled before she even finished. Confident. Easy. The kind of man who never wonders if he belongs in a room. Good to finally meet you, he said, shaking my hand a second too long. She's mentioned you. I looked at her. She didn't deny it. Throughout the night, he kept appearing, beside her at the bar, laughing near her table, leaning in close when she spoke. You're everywhere, I said lightly when I finally got a moment alone with her. She frowned. You're reading into it. He seems familiar with you. He's an ex, she said, impatient. Not a threat. I didn't say he was. She folded her arms. You're being jealous. That word hit harder than I expected. Later, as we stood together talking to investors, she turned to him instead of me. Ryan, tell them about the Singapore deal. I smiled politely, invisible between them. In the car, I said, You didn't introduce me once. She sighed. Do you really need constant validation? I just wanted to feel like your partner. You are, she said sharply. Stop acting childish. I went quiet. A week later, my friend leaned closer over coffee. I've seen them together, he said softly. Too comfortable. You're mistaken, I replied instantly. They've known each other for years. He hesitated. Just be careful. She wouldn't, I said, louder than necessary. She respects me. That night, she came home late. Dinner ran long, she said, setting her phone face down. With him? I asked. Her eyes flashed. Why are you obsessed? I'm not, I lied. I just feel off. That's your issue, she said. Not mine. Sleep stopped coming easily. I replayed conversations. Glances. The way she laughed differently around him. At 3 a.m., I whispered, Are you still in love with him? She didn't answer. Why won't you say no? I pressed. Because I'm tired, she snapped. Go to sleep. I stared into the dark, heart pounding. I wanted proof. Something solid. Something undeniable. But deep down, I was terrified I wouldn't need it. Because instinct was already screaming what love refused to accept, and I didn't know which one would break me first. I didn't mean to find out that way. Her phone lit up on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. I wasn't snooping. It buzzed again. And again. One name kept flashing. Ryan. I told myself not to touch it. I still did. The messages weren't poetic. They were worse. Familiar. Intimate in the way routines are. Tonight, after the meeting, same place. I miss you. My hands went cold. I sat down slowly, like the floor might disappear. When she walked out, towel around her hair, she smiled. You're home early. I said. My voice sounded far away. Your meeting, where was it? She paused. Office. I turned the phone toward her. This office. Silence stretched. Her eyes flicked once, calculating. It's not what you think, she said. I nodded. Okay. That seemed to confuse her more than yelling would have. She reached for me. We should talk. Later, I said softly. I'm tired. That night, I lay beside her listening to her breathe, feeling absolutely nothing. No anger. No tears. Just a hollow where love used to live. Something had died quietly. I realized then I wasn't going to fight for explanations. I wasn't going to beg for honesty from someone who practiced lying. In the dark, I thought clearly for the first time in months. I would leave. I would stay calm. I would let her believe I was weak. She had built her world on image, reputation, control. I didn't need to destroy it. I just needed to step out of it. The next morning, she kissed my cheek. You okay? Yeah, I said, just thinking. About lawyers, accounts, assets, about the ring that meant nothing. I smiled more that day than I had in weeks. It scared her. You're quiet, she said. I'm learning, I replied. By nightfall, the pain had sharpened into something precise. Not revenge. Preparation. I wasn't leaving empty-handed. I watched her sleep, memorizing the woman I no longer belonged to. I felt grief, but it was distant, like a sound behind glass. I understood then that love doesn't always end loudly. Sometimes it just stops answering back. I planned quietly, methodically, with the patience she once admired in me. I would protect myself. I would protect what was mine. And when I finally walked away, there would be no scene, no mess, no apology she could twist into power. Only absence. Only certainty. Only the calm knowledge that choosing myself wasn't cruelty. It was survival. I had loved her honestly, and that would have to be enough. No one could take that truth away from me. Even if she tried, even if the world never knew. I knew, and that knowledge steadied my hands. That night, the man who loved blindly was gone. What replaced him was calm, focused, and finally awake. I didn't plan to call her. My thumb hovered, then pressed the name I hadn't said out loud in years. Hello, she answered, unsure. It's me, I said. I don't know why I called. She was quiet for a moment. You don't have to know. We met 2 days later. No awkwardness. No explanations. Just familiarity. You look tired, she said gently. I am. She didn't ask why. We sat across from each other, hands wrapped around warm cups. She watched me the way people do, when they already understand. You don't have to talk, she said. I can sit. I don't want to fall apart, I admitted. You won't, she replied. You're past that. That was when I knew she saw me clearly. I called off the wedding the next week. Quietly. No drama. I can't do this, I told my fiancée. She stared at me. You're scared. I nodded. I am. She believed that. It was easier for her. I moved out slowly, gave excuses, let her think she was too much for me. I carried that lie willingly. With her, there were no interrogations. Did she hurt you? She asked one evening. Yes, I said. She squeezed my hand. Okay. That was all. We started rebuilding me before we ever discussed us. Long walks. Shared meals. Silence that didn't feel heavy. "I used to love you," she said one night, staring ahead. "I know," I replied. "You never made it my burden." "I still might," she said softly. "But only if you're ready." "I don't know if I am." "That's fine," she smiled. "I waited before. I can wait now." When I proposed again months later, my hands didn't shake. "Are you sure?" she asked. "Yes," I said, "because this feels calm." She laughed, tears in her eyes. That's how it's supposed to feel. Planning this wedding felt unreal. No photographers, no headlines, just promises. At night, scars still whispered. I didn't hide them. She traced them carefully. "Healing isn't erasing," she said. "It's learning where it hurts." For the first time, love didn't feel like performance or fear. It felt like safety. And slowly, gently, I began to believe I deserved that. The internet moved faster than I expected. "Have you seen this?" My phone buzzed nonstop. I didn't answer. Clips looped everywhere. Her yelling. My silence. My wife's hand gripping mine. "They're tearing her apart," someone texted. I muted the notifications. My wife sat beside me on the couch. "Do you want me to block everything?" "No," I said softly. "I want to see it once, then let it go." Comments scrolled endlessly. "She lied. He handled it with class. She looks unhinged. He won by walking away." I felt nothing triumphant. A headline popped up. "CEO's wedding meltdown raises questions about integrity." Another followed. "Brands reconsider partnerships amid viral scandal." "She just lost a sponsor," my friend said carefully. I nodded. I figured. "She called me," he added. "She sounded galone." I closed my eyes. She built that world herself. Days passed. Her circle thinned. People who once praised her disappeared quietly. "Funny how silence follows noise," my wife said one evening. "They loved her power," I replied. "Not her." She squeezed my hand. "You okay?" "Yes," I said honestly. "Just thinking." I remembered nights I'd blamed myself. Wondered if I was enough. Now strangers defended me without knowing me at all. It didn't feel like justice. It felt like distance. "She wants to talk," my sister told me. "Not yet," I said. My wife nodded in understanding. Healing doesn't rush. One night, as rain tapped the windows, I said, "I thought watching her fall would make me feel better." "And?" she asked gently. "It didn't," I admitted. "It just made me tired." She leaned into me. Because revenge demands attention. Truth just exists. I rested my forehead against hers. "Karma doesn't scream," I said quietly. "It waits." She smiled. "And you waited long enough." The noise faded eventually. Trends changed. New scandals replaced old ones. I stayed where I was. With her. With peace. I realized then that winning isn't being seen as right. It's no longer needing to be seen at all. I turned off my phone and looked at my wife. "Thank you for standing next to me when the world got loud." She kissed my cheek. That's what partners do. And for the first time, the silence felt full, not empty. The truth hadn't healed me instantly, but it had given me space to breathe. And that was enough. Her message arrived late, unannounced. No cameras, no crowd, just her words blinking on my screen. "I need to talk. Please." I stared at it for minutes. My thumb hovered. Then I pressed reply. "Go ahead." We met at a quiet cafe. Corner booth. No one watching. Just two people with too much history. She sat down, shoulders slumped, eyes red, pride gone, regret written in every line of her face. She began, then stopped. Took a deep breath. "I made mistakes. I lied. I hurt you." I nodded slowly. "I know." Her hands shook. "I never meant for it to go this far." "I don't doubt that," I said. "But intentions don't erase choices." Her voice wavered. "I see that now." I didn't reach across the table. Didn't touch her. Didn't offer comfort. I couldn't. This wasn't a place for rescue. I've lost everything, she whispered. Friends, respect you. I held her gaze. I'm sorry it had to come to this. She flinched, as if expecting accusation. But I didn't give her one. I couldn't. I had walked through the fire already. That man no longer existed. I wish, she hesitated. I wish I could undo it. I let silence fill the space between us. The words weren't mine to give. I forgive you, I said finally, but I won't return. Her face crumpled. Tears threatened. I deserve that. Yes, I said gently. You do. We sat for a moment. No more explanations. No attempts to fix what was broken. Closure didn't come from shouting, pleading, or bargaining. It came from quiet truth. I'm leaving, I said, standing. And that's final. She didn't move. She didn't argue. She only nodded, understanding at last that some bridges, once burned, can't be rebuilt. As I walked out, the sunlight felt sharper, cleaner. My chest felt lighter, though the scars remained. They always would, reminders of what I survived. But the man who begged, the man who waited, the man who feared losing love, he was gone. I breathed in deep. Freedom had a weight, but it wasn't heavy. It was real. It was mine. And for the first time, I felt whole again, not because she had fallen, but because I had risen. I had loved honestly, and that truth could never be taken from me. Married life didn't explode with fireworks or headlines. It began quietly. Mornings with soft light spilling through the blinds. Coffee cups warming our hands. The kind of routine that feels sacred because it's ours. Did you sleep well? She asked one morning, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. I did, I said honestly. Better than I have in years. She smiled, and it wasn't fleeting. It stayed. Anchored. Real. We learned each other in small ways. The curve of her shoulder against mine on lazy Sunday mornings. The way she hummed when focused. The subtle, comforting silence we shared after long days. You know, she said one evening, I like that we can just sit without talking. I like it too, I replied. It feels safe. It was a safety I hadn't known existed before. No pretense. No performance. No constant fear of betrayal. Just presence. We laughed at silly things. Burned toast, spilled coffee, lost keys. I realized that laughter, not grand gestures, stitched broken parts of me back together. One night, as we lay side by side, she whispered, I never knew love could feel like this. Like what? I asked. Not painful, she said softly. Not exhausting. Just simple. Real. I kissed her temple. I think this is what it's meant to feel like. The past didn't vanish. Sometimes I remembered the sharp edges of betrayal. But now, they were softened by patience, by tenderness, by someone who chose me without conditions. We cooked together. We wandered city streets holding hands. We argued occasionally, but differently. Not from fear or suspicion. From care, from honesty. I don't need to look over my shoulder anymore, I said one afternoon. She nodded, squeezing my hand. Because I'm here. And she was. Every day. In moments both mundane and profound. Peace became my reward. Not flashy. Not loud. Just present. And I cherished it fiercely. At night, lying together, I realized that love didn't have to hurt to be real. It didn't have to terrify or exhaust or demand surrender. It could heal. Slowly, quietly, completely. And for the first time in a long time, I believed in that. I had survived betrayal, heartbreak, and lies. And now I thrived, not in drama, not in power, but in something far stronger. A love that simply held me, without breaking me. I often sit quietly now, thinking about the path that brought me here. All I lost. All I gained. Every heartbreak that once felt like a fracture in my chest now feels like a lesson etched into my bones. Betrayal shaped me. It carved shadows where I hadn't expected. It left marks that sometimes throbbed with memory. But it didn't define me. I refused to let someone else's choices write my story. I remember standing at that wedding, watching her crumble, feeling calm, not triumphant. I realized then that winning isn't about revenge. It's about choosing yourself, even when the world expects you to stay. I didn't humiliate her. I didn't scream or expose. I walked away with dignity, with clarity, and in that quiet act, I found power stronger than any fleeting applause or viral video could give me. I think about the man I was before all of it. Naive, eager to please, terrified of losing love at any cost. He loved blindly, hoped endlessly, and often overlooked his own worth. That man doesn't exist anymore. The man I became? Patient, observant, fierce in protecting my peace, capable of loving fully without fear. I learned that real love doesn't demand sacrifice of self. Real love nurtures. It lifts. It protects without control. I reflect on my wife, the one who stood beside me through the noise, the whispers, the chaos. Her quiet strength taught me that partnership isn't about power or validation. It's about steady presence, shared laughter, and patience for the wounds that time alone can't heal. I learned to let go of resentment without losing my integrity. Forgiveness doesn't mean returning. It means freeing yourself. And I am free. Love didn't betray me. People did. Some hurt intentionally, some unknowingly. But survival, clarity, and self-respect were mine to claim. I am grateful for the pain because it taught me discernment, for the heartbreak because it revealed what I truly deserved, for love that finally feels safe, honest, and healing. I survived. I grew. I chose myself. And in that quiet, unwavering choice, I became a man I respect, a partner I am proud to be, and someone capable of peace that no betrayal could ever take away. This is the man I became.